All right, good morning. Today is part 4 of glute training. Just gonna wait a little bit for people to pop on. I hope everyone's had a good morning. Yeah, you might notice that Oh, good morning, Melissa. Loved your post this morning. Yes, I think this is the right Melissa. Good morning. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, yay. We are going to start in just a little bit here. I'm just going to wait and see if anyone else comes on, just so I'm not sharing stuff and people miss it. So, yeah, good morning. You might notice if you caught any of the other videos that my hair is a little different today. This is all natural, very curly. Something that you're not really told very often is all the things that can happen to your body besides like when you get pregnant and you have a kid. You don't realize all the different changes that can go on in your body, because I used to have straight hair, like straight as a board. And my mom, who is a beautician at the time, she couldn't stand the fact that I didn't have, curls in my hair. So she'd always give me these perms, like growing up and stuff. So in the 80s, I had like, the really big perm hair. And now I kind of just have that going on naturally. This is what happens after you have a child. For some people, not everybody, but it was definitely my experience. And I did not expect that at all. I also didn't expect the fact that I would change my tastes in, food and all those things that you end up changing after you have a child. You don't realize. Like, I have a friend who used to love watermelon, and now she can't stand it. After she had her kid, she was just like, oh, can't stand watermelon. So lots of expectations can change. And speaking of expectations, that's kind of what today is really going to be about. A lot of people don't know what to expect with glute training, and I said yesterday that I would, kind of go over what to expect with, training your glutes, because I think a lot of women have trouble, gaining the glutes that they want, the strength and the power and all of that, because of a lack of understanding of what to expect. And, yeah, it kind of gets in the way. So that's what today's really going to focus in on. Some of those expectations and why maybe you're not achieving the goals that you would like to achieve. Sorry, I'm scrolling to see if anyone else is commenting. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I noticed yesterday's was a bit long and people are busy. So let me get right to the information. As far as expectations with glute training, I think one of the reasons that women struggle to get the glutes that they're wanting is because they lack a true understanding of the time it's going to take. So I will tell you that if you're wanting to build strong glutes, it does take time. Activation of glutes does not take that much time. Training yourself how to activate your glutes themselves, that part is not what takes time. But in our society today, we're all about the quick fix, right? We want it now. We wanted it yesterday. But, with glute training, it does take some time to actually build up the muscles themselves. But you can't even get to that point if you're not activating them. So just realize that getting your glutes to activate is of paramount importance. And realizing that after that activation, if you're trying to build your glutes, that's the part that's going to take some time. So getting them active, paramount importance. Good morning, Nancy. Oh, I'm so glad you're on. I hope you're able to catch some of the others. If not live, then, certainly you can scroll through my feed and find the others, because I don't believe I've seen you on here before. But good morning. I'm so glad that you're here. I haven't started saying too much except for some things to expect with glute training, because I think a lot of women, they don't know exactly what to expect with it. So once your glutes are activated, just realize that to build the muscle, it's going to take a little more time than just activation. But you can't even get to that point unless your glutes are activating. So that's one thing to be aware of, because I wasn't necessarily aware of that. Like, I've been working on my glutes for a while now. I'd say probably 6 to 8 months. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm like, yes, they are activating. I'm able to get them involved in all of my exercises. I know exactly what to do there. And now I'm getting the muscle because it's actually activating. So that's of paramount importance if you're glute training. The other thing I think keeps women from, being successful in this is realizing that there are certain exercises that you may be doing that you think are targeting your glutes, but in fact, they're dealing with a lot of other muscles. And like I said over the last few days, your glutes are lazy, they've forgotten what to do, and they don't really want to do it anyway. So once you get them activated, doing the right exercises to keep them activated and involved, you have to understand that some of your compound exercises are involving a lot of other muscles. So understanding that and choosing exercises that are going to target your glutes more specifically is of paramount importance to your success in glute training. Not just in the activation of them, but also in the building of muscle, because that's really what's going to shape out your glutes. And like I was saying before, it's not just about the aesthetics of having a nice booty and looking like fantastic in your jeans. It's really about power and strength and longevity of your mobility through your life. So beyond aesthetics, having strong glutes is of paramount importance as you age, so that you can get up off the floor, as I mentioned before, if you're playing with your grandchildren, so that you have balance, so you don't fall over, easily. All of those things are tied to your glutes, so I cannot stress it enough. So it's not just about activating your glutes, but it's about building them, building the strength. And so, once they're activated, you got to know the right exercises to do. And the thing with that is that it's not the same for everybody. So like squats and really focusing in on that squeeze as you come up out of a squat works really well for some people and not for others. And this is where having, some training, some very focused like personal training can help you figure all of that out. What's really activating your glutes? What's working best for you? And how can you maintain that activation through the entire exercise so that you're not wasting your time with squats and deadlifts and all these other exercises? You need to know what's really keeping those glutes involved and focusing in specifically on them, not just compound exercises, but isolation exercises as well. So that's another thing that keeps women from being successful, is that they're just not doing exercises that are hitting the glutes. Sorry, I'm just going to stop for a second and see if anyone else is joining us. All right, so those are problems, right? Not spending enough time activating your glutes beforehand is also a problem. Like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I just want to get right into the actual workout, like the meat and, potatoes of the workout. And that can be a problem if you haven't spent the time to activate your glutes before you really get into those compound moves. So you want to make sure that you spend some time in that warm-up and really focus in on that mind to muscle connection. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but sometimes that's really, really hard. Like you think, oh, mind to muscle, yeah, I get that, I understand that. But can you do it? Do you know what exactly that is supposed to look like? How do you know if you're really making those connections? So within that, there's a lack of focus, right? There's a total disconnection between your mind and your muscles if you're not able to get your glutes to activate. So those are the problems generally that women experience and why they're not growing their glutes, right? One, you don't really know what to expect. and you don't necessarily have a clear vision of what that's supposed to be and how to, what exercises that you should be doing that are really going to activate those glutes and keep them involved in your exercises. And you don't have that mind to muscle connection. How do you get all of that? What do you actually do to make all that happen? I'm really curious, for those of you who are watching, what are you doing with your exercises that are making your glutes activate or not? Like, where are you at in that? Do you continue to warm up your glutes for a long time before you get going? Do you just jump right into your exercises? I mean, what's really preventing you from getting those goals that you're looking for? Anyone who's watching right now feel like commenting on that? Just wait a second to see. Nancy, are you still watching? No comments. All right, guys. Today is short and sweet. That's really what's preventing you from getting the goals that you're searching for. One, you struggle because you don't really know what to expect. You don't know how to activate your glutes. You don't know what exercises to do that are really going to focus in on them and keep them, activated throughout the entire exercise. And you lack that mind to muscle connection. Those are the problems that you can face with glute training. And the way around that is to really get assistance, because if you're watching right now, you've realized it's a problem, you have trouble activating your glutes, you're having the imbalances in your muscles, you're watching for a reason, right? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to handle the problem? Tomorrow, I'm really going to focus in on what are the 3 key things that you need to do to get those glutes activating and get your glute training where it should be so that you can reach your goals. Okay, that's really what today was all about and what tomorrow is going to focus in on. So I hope you find this helpful. Don't be discouraged in your glute training. Reach out for help if you feel that you need it, because I can tell you, even coaches have coaches. Okay, I have coaches because I need help with this as well. Sometimes you can't tell what's going on and you need an outside source to help you. So just throwing that out there. Please comment below and let me know what exercises you have been doing, what you're experiencing in your glute training, and if I can help you in any way. So like I said, today is kind of short and sweet, but yeah, you really should know what to expect in your glute training and not to be discouraged and to seek help, because like I said, even coaches need coaches. See if any of you guys have any questions for me. All right, guys. Well, I will see you back here tomorrow at 10:30, and I will go through the 3 main things that you need to focus on with glute training. Where to really put your attention so you're not wasting your time.